Good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk to you indeed about CarAmigo, peer-to-peer car sharing. And first thing, you may wonder why I'm here, because this is pretty different from the Yellow Pages industry. It's because we come from the world of directory inquiries. We are the number 2 provider of directory inquiries in Belgium. Very, very small, and however, one day we thought that our business was slightly going down and said to ourselves we may need to look for something extra and to, something that will be a growing business, and we came up with CarAmigo about a year and a half ago, and that's why we founded the company CarAmigo being the contraction between sharing and economy, and the idea is to do products and services around the sharing economy. So, I don't know if you do sometimes work at your house, DIY, and you may wonder sometimes, do I need to make a hole in a wall, or holes in a wall, or do I need to buy a driller? And why the question is because, do you know the average duration and the average usage of a driller? It's roughly 15 minutes. So you buy a good, which doesn't cost that much in that case, but still it's like 100 euros. And you're just going to use it, 15 minutes. So it's pretty weird to spend money on something you're only going to use 15 minutes in its entire lifetime. So that's the whole thing behind the so-called sharing economy, and you can use different words for it. So sharing economy, circular economy, on-demand economy, collaborative economy. And basically what it is, it's the big difference with the overconsumption by which we produce stuff, throw them away, produce new stuff, throw them away. It's trying to give access to goods or services rather than owning all of them. So we're not dreaming about a society whereby no one will make anything. It's just some of the goods and services we use, some of them may be accessed or consumed on an on-demand basis rather than owning them. So the best known examples, of course, maybe some of you are actually, well, maybe I guess all of you are staying in that hotel, but when I go to a conference, I usually don't go to hotels anymore. I used to go to Airbnb. It's now the biggest hotel chain in the world, since it has 600,000 or more rooms or apartments or houses around the world. So it's bigger in terms of inventory than Hilton. The other one is a French company called BlaBlaCar. Used to be called, well, I can't remember what it was called, but the idea, because BlaBlaCar, was that people, when they do ride sharing, sometimes they blah, sometimes they blah blah, and sometimes they blah blah blah. So depending on who you want to share your ride with, you end up with BlaBlaCar. Long distance and planned ride sharing. You also have the well-known Uber, not Uberal, but Uber. It's short distance and immediate ride sharing, sometimes labeled as a taxi service. And the last one is Drivey. Driving is the number 1 car sharing, peer-to-peer car sharing in the world. It's French too. They have so far 28,000 cars in France. So why peer-to-peer car sharing is very easy. Your car, my car, our cars are unused 95% of the time, even though when you think about it, you spend more or less 5,000 euros on it every year. When you think about the amortization, the maintenance, the road taxes. In Belgium, we're lucky enough to have 2 road taxes. Then you've got the insurance, whether it's a simple MTPL or all-risk comprehensive insurance. If you have a roadside assistance, this and that, and parking. So it's pretty expensive good. And you just don't use it that much. So you've got a growing part of the population who can go from A to B every day using tram, bus. Sometimes you forget we got those things that can be used to go from A to B. Bicycles and so on. But these people are not against cars. They just say, I don't need a car every day, but I need a car from time to time. Hence the need for some of these people car sharing. Second would-be market is actually the biggest right now. It's 11 billion euros in Europe. It's the car rental market. So simply renting a car when you go somewhere on vacation. So with CarAmigo, what we're trying to do is to bring a usage-based mobility solution versus an ownership-based solution. So coming back to the question, do you need your car and be stuck in the traffic, or do you need a car from time to time? CarAmigo, what we do is very simple. On the one side, you've got people who own a car. For instance, in Belgium, you've got 5.4 million cars available on a population of roughly 11 million. And on the other side, you've got people who may need a car from time to time. And what we do, we're a marketplace, a vertical marketplace, by which we connect car owners with car renters. And what is very key, outside all the good things we do, what is key and central is a safe and secure system. We provide a comprehensive all-risk insurance, which covers the car during the entire duration of each rental, and a 24/7 roadside assistance in case the car has a breakdown, puncture, and so on. The car will be towed or helped on the way. And that's why when you look at the press, we're sometimes labeled as Airbnb for cars. We're slightly smaller than Airbnb. However, the business model is exactly the same. We take a commission on the proceeds and on the price of the rental. So how it works, very quickly, it's like you do an eBay ad. You put your picture, you decide on your pricing, you decide on the availability of your car, and that's it. Your car is on CarAmigo, and someone somewhere needs a car for a couple of days or hours or weeks. So he's going to go on the site, find your car, send you a booking request, and you, as the owner, you'll get the request saying, this guy, Alex Gaschard, 47 years old, 25 years driving experience, a grade of 10 on 10 in CarAmigo, would like to rent your car, and this is going to bring you 150 euros. Do you accept or you don't accept? So you really have the choice. And if you do, then there's a contract which is made and which is actually sent to both parties so far in PDF. And on D-Day, both parties see each other, they sign the contract, which is already pre-filled. There's a checking report. All the details of the car sharing are labeled on the contract. And if everything is fine, if the check-in is fine, then the owner gives the keys to the renter, and off he goes. And at that time, again, central to the system, the 24/7 roadside assistance and insurance starts and covers the car during the whole duration of the car sharing. The USPs of the system, the first one is availability of cars pretty much everywhere. Contrary to car sharing, the standard car sharing when that exists, which is central in an urban area, or car rental, which is pretty much airport and sometimes train stations. In our case, we get cars pretty much everywhere. If you look at the map of our peers of driving in France, there are cars everywhere in France. The second, you've got different sets of cars. You don't have the usual gray Polo with gray interior. It can be any type of car. We've got SUVs, convertible, black, blue, red with baby seats. So you really have a huge choice of cars. The third one is cheaper. The fourth one, as a driver, you should feel safe because there's a 24/7 roadside assistance. And that has happened even yesterday. Someone had a puncture somewhere in France, and our touring partner comes on site, repairs the car, or provides a replacement vehicle. As an owner, it's not going to make you rich. It's going to allow you to recoup some of these expenses that you have, those 5,000 euros. And maybe you get 1,000 back, 2,000, 3,000. So in any case, it's going to reduce the cost of ownership of your car. And to give you an example, in December, we're going to announce a partnership with a car maker. They're going to sell CarAmigo through their dealership. Basically, the idea will be to tell the would-be buyer, your car costs you 200 euros per month. That's the bad news. But the good news is you're going to recoup 150, 200, or even more. So your car, out of the 4 P's of the marketing mix, the P belonging to the price is going to go away because it will no longer be an issue. The car will bring you money instead of costing you money. Last one is the all-risk comprehensive insurance. And for both parties, it's green without making a huge effort. So how does it work? You type a location. So if we launch one day in the Czech Republic, type Prague or any type of address or point of interest, you get a list of cars which match your request with a map where those cars are. And if one of these cars is interesting to you, you click on it, you see the details, the pictures, the availability, the price, the ratings of the owner. And if you're interested, you send a booking request through the site, which will come on the smartphone or the PC of the car owner, and he will be able to reply instantly, also per SMS. And you can enroll through different means, Facebook, Gmail, even as a touring member or like the automobile club. You can use your touring member number as a login. It's very important to make the difference between us and ride sharing. We're no Uber, we're no BlaBlaCar. We're much more legal than these guys. We don't go to jail, we don't go, we're not in court cases and so on. But why? It's because in our case, we share a car, so basically when you don't use it, whereas in ride sharing, you share a ride and a car. So basically when you use it, you take someone on board and you bring that person from A to B. So it's a huge difference in terms of taxes and authorizations and so on. I won't take you through all the studies we have, just two of them. This one is a French study which was made recently. The question was, are you ready to rent out your car or share your car? 11% of the people said, without any hesitation, yes, I would rent my car. And 37% of the people said, yes, but, and these people, if they understand that there's an insurance and a roadside assistance, they will be converted to yes without hesitation. The other one is the one, the bottom one, the one of Goldman Sachs, because it's pretty much related to the on-demand. The younger generation used, when, I'm 47, sorry, when I was born we had records, then CDs, and then MP3s, different media, however, we all bought them. They were our possession. We would buy files or complete albums, but nowadays the young people, or even myself, we use Spotify, and it's we don't possess the files or the music, we just possess an access to it. And increasingly, even for the cars, the younger generation is tempted not to buy cars anymore, but to use them when they need. Give you an idea about the size of the market. In France, you've got 5 or 6 players. The number 1 and number 2 have more or less altogether 50,000 cars in 4 years. In the Netherlands, which is roughly the size of Czechia and Slovakia together, they have 15,000 cars with just one player in 4 years. So the market is really heating up, and you may think that represents many cars. It is, but it's only 0.2% of the total car park driving in these countries. There is no competition so far except in France, Germany, and the Netherlands. One player in Switzerland, but the market is entirely virgin in Eastern and Southern Europe. And we don't really we have indirect competition. It's the car sharing companies or the car rental companies. But the car sharing and car rental is very different. Car sharing is when you need a car for like 30 minutes. You want to go from downtown Prague to somewhere else, and you just drop the car. The average duration is like 2 hours. And the model is totally different because it's a company buying cars and giving access to these cars. And car rental, you know it. It's you rent a car for a duration of 6.5 days on average, and it's located at airports, touristic areas sometimes, or downtowns, but not everywhere. So that's a big difference, and that's why we complement those two systems rather than compete with them. On-demand. Are we an on-demand? Do we provide an on-demand service? We think yes, because with CarAmigo, with a click of a button, you can rent a car. You can, instead of buying one, you get access to it. However, are we really on-demand right here, right now? Not yet, because what we want to do in the coming month is take away the burden of the contract, which is to be signed, and of course, the opening and the start of the car. So we're working on an app which will enable the car to be open and started instantly, meaning that someone coming in at the train station of Prague without any booking will see on his app there are cars around, and will be able to book them, pay them, and start them right away, instantly. So that's the next step. And the local, yes, I think it's very, very local, because the USP of the system is actually the local part of it. When you are in a suburb or in a small village or in an area where traditional car sharing companies don't go because there are not enough people around to provide for a demand, then we're there, because there are, anywhere you go, there will be people. Even if you go to a Greek island with 100 inhabitants, there will be cars there, and you will be able to rent them, as opposed to car rental or car sharing. Quick video, normally with sound. Hello? The sound? Okay, no sound.
This is Zoe. Zoe doesn't own a car, but she sometimes needs to go shopping, head away for the weekend, or visit some friends. On their computer or smartphone, Tim and Zoe now use CarAmigo, the peer-to-peer car-sharing marketplace which connects car owners to people who need a car. On CarAmigo, Tim can easily recoup some of his expenses by sharing his car with others, with peace of mind, since CarAmigo checks all drivers and provides a comprehensive all-risk insurance. And Zoe can choose the car she needs, wherever, whenever, with peace of mind, since all cars benefit from a 24/7 roadside assistance. And all transactions are rated. Finally, when Zoe needs some wheels and Tim needs some cash, they go to caramigo.be. So sign up for free on caramigo.be and ride away right away.
So that's it.